Good morning to one and all. And the today's session is about briefing of different types of parsers. Yesterday already we have seen. Yesterday we are already seen that there are many types of parsers, mainly top-down parser and bottom-up parser. The top-down parser is also divided into two parts, that is backtracking and predictive parser. Bottom-up parser is also called as shift-reduce parser. And again, bottom-up parser is divided to two parts, that is operator precedence parser, LR parser, and coming to the LR parser again divided to three parts, that is SLR, LR, LAR, LR. Let us see what are the main parsers, two types. Top down, in the top down processor already we have discussed yesterday, just I am briefing once again. The process of construction of parse tree starting from root and proceeding to the children is called as top-down parser. Starting from start symbol of grammar and reaching the input string, that is called as top-down parser. We have seen example also. And the next one is, we have discussed and advised to refer once last semester subject, that is automata, formal automata theory. The topic is context-free grammar. I don't know whether you are thoroughly studied the basics or not. If you studied that basics, then only you can understand the today's class. Otherwise, I can't help you. And about CFG, we have to follow some of the rules. Left side are called as non-terminals, and right side having the combination of epsilon, terminals and non-terminals. Whenever variable that is non-terminal is replaced with the entire string placed on right hand side. For example, here S tends to ASA and S tends to BSA. Already we have discussed the same example yesterday. And you will get one input string. We have to prove that input string by using that starting symbol having different types of non-terminals and terminals. We have to prove that string. Yesterday already we have seen some of the examples. Based on our string, we are non-terminal values replacing any of the production on the right hand side. And there are two types of derivations. One is leftmost derivation and another one is rightmost derivation. Leftmost derivation means scanning from left to right. Rightmost derivation scanning from right to left. We have seen example also yesterday for the grammar. We have written already derived for the grammar, applied leftmost derivation and rightmost derivation along with parse tree, and ambiguous grammar also you have seen. Ambiguous grammar contains more than one parse tree for the given string is called as ambiguous grammar. So yesterday we also seen that classification of TDP are two types, that is with backtracking, without backtracking. With backtracking example is burst force technique. Without backtracking example is predictive parser. Again predictive parser is LL1, recursive descent parser. And whereas coming to the recursive descent parser, the parser is constructed from top down and input is read from left to right. The input is recursively parsed for preparing parse tree with or without backtracking. And whereas coming to the next one, that is backtracking, the parser tree is started from root node and the input string is matched against the production rule for replacing them. We have seen these are all on yesterday class. And this is the top down different types of parsers. Under the top down parser, recursive descent, backtracking, non-backtracking, predictive parser and LR parser. And coming to the recursive descent parser, yesterday I already discussed the definition. That is, the parser is constructed from top to down and input is read from left to right. The input is recursively parsed for the preparing a parse tree with or without backtracking. That is called as recursive descent parser. The recursive parser technique recursively parses the input to make a parse tree, which may or may not require backtracking. That is the main point. Backtracking may be required or not required. Don't get confusion. In some cases you apply backtracking in solvation of problems. In some place you are directly get result for the problem. From the recursive descent parser that does not require any backtracking is known as predictive parser. On the screen you have seeing the grammar example, that is capital S. You all know what is capital S. Capital S is the starting and small c capital A D, whereas capital A is tends to small a b and a. And next one is how to build a parse tree in recursive descent parser. These are the some expressions. We have to substitute and draw parse tree for that, and the input string is CAD, and the input string is C capital AD, and start S and apply and divide C because S tends to CAD. That's why I am keeping S as root node and S having 3 connections. As you are seeing on the screen, S has 3 connections because in the problem itself S tends to CAD. 3 elements are there. So S is root node and 3 connections followed by small c capital A capital D. And the next step, we expand A. The first alternative of A is AB to obtain the following tree, because in the expression itself, in the problem itself, second expression is capital A tends to small a, b or A. Already we have drawn this, and in the capital A place we have to substitute A, B or A. You have to substitute A, B or A. So in the next step, capital A is substituted to small a, small b. Now we have a match for the second input symbol, that is A. So we point to D and the third input symbol and compare D against the next leaf, that is B. So like this you have to continue up to you get the input string as the result. That is called as recursive descent parser. Already I have told the definition. The parser is constructed from top to down. You have seen in the example also now itself. It is proven. And input is read from left to right. Input is read from left to right. Like a, small b, small d. That is the input. I am reading from left to right on the tree. Small c, small a, small b, small d. That is also proven. So this is called as recursive descent parser. And coming to the backtracking. Already you know what is backtracking. The parse tree is started from root node and the input string is matched against the production rule for replacing them. Here I am taking another example for your understanding purpose. Capital S tends to small r capital XD or small r capital ZD, and capital X tends to OA or EA and Z tends to AI. For an input string, read a top down parser. It will starts with S from the production rule and will get matched from leftmost letter, that is R. and S of S tends to RxD is matched with it. So the top down parser is put it to next input letter, that is E, small e, and so on. You have to continue up to you get the input string. First of all, you have to take first expression on the problem, that is S tends to small r xd. I have you are seeing here S is divided to three parts, R into D, capital X D, R capital X D, and in the next step capital X is replaced with OA, because here X, capital X tends to OA or EA. I replaced capital X with OA. Our input string is not getting here. That's why in the third diagram I backtracked O to X and replaced O with E. Now I think I got the production string, input string, that is READ. Like that you have to solve the problem in the backtracking. I started at the root node. As on the definition, root node is here S, capital S is the root node. I started at root node and I have taken the input string R capital X D and proceed by replacing them with production rules until I get input string. This is called as backtracking problem. And next one is predictive parser. Next one is predictive parser. Already the session starting itself I have shown the diagrammatical representation of top down parsing. That is, top down parsing is divided to recursive descent, and recursive descent is backtracking, non-backtracking. Again backtracking is divided to predictive parser and LL parser. Now I am discussing that predictive parser. The predictive parser does not suffer from the backtracking. There is no option in the predictive parser to go backtracking. To accomplish its task, the predictive parser use a look ahead pointer which points to the next input symbol, and LL of K is the grammar for this predictive parser. You are seeing the example diagrammatical representation of LL1 parser structure. Here you are seeing, already I explained this in last session. Here you are seeing one pictorial representation that is called as structure of LL of 1. Let us take input buffer A plus B and dollar as input terminals. You are seeing in the diagram itself, first level having input, you are taking A and dollar as inputs, and next coming to the stack, first contains dollar. In the stack the elements are stored from bottom to top. You have to show bottom level, that is dollar symbol, and in the next it contains X, later it contains TE dash. Like that you have to store stack elements, and here L of 1 parser is connected to the top of the stack, as shown in the figure, and it produces output. Now here a parse table is constructed. This parsing table is different from different grammar. If you take different grammar, you will get another parse table. Depends upon the grammar, you will get a different parse table. Non-terminal is the row and terminals are the columns in the parse table. Here non-terminals are A plus B and dollar on the column side. Terminals are A plus B and dollar on the column side, and normal non-terminals are capital A, capital B, capital C in row side. Here with input buffer, the LL parser is going to generate and store the values in the stack with the help of parse table. Finally, we get the output. And this is the about structure of LL of 1. And next, coming to the next one, that is construction of predictive LL of 1. While you are starting with the construction of predictive LL of 1, there are certain rules or steps you have to follow to solve the problem. You can't understand first class itself what is that rules. If you practice well, then only you can understand. Before starting to tell about next topic, once again you repeat all the basics, because the problems here onwards, the problems are totally depends upon the basics purely. That's why I am telling again. And the first rule for construction of predictive LL of 1 is, first rule is you have to first solve leading function or first function. In the second step, you have to follow trailing function or follow function. In the next step, you have to solve predictive parser table by using first and follow functions. Finally, parse the input string with the help of table. Both the stack and the input contains end symbol dollar to denote that the stack is empty. Don't forget this. The symbol dollar is used to stack is empty, to show used to stack is empty. Dollar symbol, don't forget that. The parse refer to the parse table to take any decision on the input stack. And here you are seeing that top down parser is connected to next level, that is the recursive descent, and next it is defined to predictive parser, and next level is non-recursive predictive. In between top down parser and recursive descent, remove left to recursion and left to factored grammar. And next recursive descent and predictive parser, in between you have to remove the backtrackings. And next predictive parser and non-recursive predictive parser, in between that use table and remove recursion. And this is about the different types of rules you have to follow in between the different levels. In recursive descent parser, the parser may have more than one production rule. To choose from that a single instant of input, predictive parser have to take at most one production to choose. There might be instances where there is no production match, but the string making the parsing producer to fail. And next one, LL parser. In LL parser, it take input buffer as terminals, and next coming to the stack, it takes, already I have told you, if the stack is empty, then it indicates as dollar symbol. and LL parser is denoted with as LL parenthesis open small k parenthesis close. LL of k. The first L is in LL of k is parsing the input from left to right, and the second L is LL of k stands for leftmost derivation, and k itself represents the number of look aheads. Generally k equal to 1. It may be written as LL of 1. So that's why LL parser is also called as LL of 1, because here k value is 1 in generally. Here in the diagram, LL of k is left to right, leftmost derivation, look ahead symbol, that is k. So that is called as LL of parser or LL of 1 if the k value is 1. And next one is a grammar G is LL of 1. If it satisfies the grammar LL of 1, then if A, capital A tends to alpha and or beta are two distinct productions of capital G, that means graph, for non-terminals. Here alpha and beta derive string beginning with A. Alpha and beta derives the strings beginning with small a. One of alpha and beta can be derived empty string. Alpha and beta can derive empty string. Beta tends to T. Then alpha does not derive any string beginning with a terminal. Beta tends to T. Then alpha does not derive any string beginning with small a, that is terminal. In follow function, LL of 1 used data structure, input buffer, stack, parse table. Already you have seen this diagram in previous screen itself. You all know what is input do and stack will do, output will do. What are the different parts in the parsing tree, you all know. Just 5 minutes back itself I have explained briefly this. And next one, for your understanding purpose, what is first function and follow function? Under predictive LL of 1, I have taken one example. Once again I am repeating what are the rules for predictive LL of 1 solving problem. There are 4 steps for solving problem. In the first step, you have to follow first and follow functions. In the second step, you have to follow parsing table. In the third step, you have to implement stack. In the final step, you have to draw parse tree. Then only you can fulfill the all predictive rules of LL of 1 grammar. That is the complete problem steps. Don't get hurry. I take live sessions in tomorrow onwards. Then I will neatly explain on the board. I think you can better understand. I don't know how many of listening. Yesterday also I have given some homeworks but not submitted. Before day also I have given homeworks but not submitted up to now. I am not giving lot of homework to you. I am giving just 5 to 10 minutes workout problems only. Again I am telling, don't forget the basic rules of automata theory. This compiler design is purely problematical and very easy if you have basics. If you don't have basics, feel free to call me. I will explain or message me. I send the materials of automata theory also for the basic purpose, not complete subject. For my compiler design up to what you want to basics, that only I will send the material. If any doubts you are having, call me. Up to now nobody contacted me. I am waiting for a call, but no use unfortunately. And coming to the first function, today's session I tell only first and follow functions. I tell clearly what is first function first. If you have time, then I discuss follow also. Otherwise I discuss follow function tomorrow. Here you are seeing example of first and follow function. The grammar is capital E tends to capital T E dash, and E dash tends to plus capital T E dash, and capital E dash tends to epsilon, and capital T tends to capital F capital T dash, and capital T dash tends to star capital F capital T dash. Capital T dash is epsilon. Capital F tends to capital E, followed by open and closed parenthesis, and capital F tends to ID. First I am taking first function. If you are very clear, then only I move to next one, that is follow function. Tomorrow I tell you clearly on board what is first and follow functions. This is only introduction part. Don't get hurry. In the first function, every time you observe on the screen, every step you are seeing that first. That is common for all first function. And coming to the bracket, first after there is capital E. If you observe the problem grammar, capital E tends to capital T and E dash. Capital T and E dash. First of E is T. Again go for capital T, that is F, because in the first problem, first line having capital E tends to capital T capital E dash. Here capital E tends to first T capital T, and that capital T having another derivation, that is capital T tends to F T dash, F and T dash, and that F tends to parenthesis open capital E parenthesis close. So that F is first taking as input parenthesis. That's why I wrote parenthesis here. And again F has another value, that is ID. So open parenthesis and ID are the strings for capital E. And coming to the next line, that is first of capital E dash. Capital E dash in the problem second line, capital E dash tends to plus capital T and capital E dash. In the capital E dash, first is number is plus, and again another value is there for capital E in the problem, that is capital E tends to epsilon. That's why I am taking plus and epsilon on the second step as input strings. In the third step, capital T, first of capital T, the capital T value is capital F and T dash, capital F and T dash, and coming to the T dash, star F T dash is there, and T dash is epsilon, and F is again open parenthesis and ID. Open parenthesis you are having E value, that's why I substituted E value here in the first of T, that is open parenthesis and ID. First T dash, next line, that is equal to T dash value is star F T dash in the problem, and again T dash having another value, that is epsilon. In the first T dash, first symbol is star, that's why I am taking input string a star, and next one is epsilon, So first T dash having the strings star and epsilon, and the next first of f of first capital F is equal to f value is having two strings here in the problem, that is f tends to capital E in the parenthesis, and next value is id. So again f have open parenthesis in first line, so that's why open parenthesis is taken, and the next f value is id, that's why open parenthesis and id value here. This is the way to solve the first problem or first function. Don't get hurry. I detailedly explain on board tomorrow. This is only introduction class. Better I am telling you once again, please thorough with my previous classes, otherwise you won't follow my class in the next session onwards. Please once listen my previous sessions up to now what I have told in this semester. Thank you. That's all for today. We will thoroughly go with the problems on first function and follow function tomorrow onwards. Students, solve the problems up to now what I have told. This is my 4th class. From 2nd class onwards I am giving small examples to solve. On my class screen itself having solutions also. Will you please try by seeing once on the screen and try yourself. Thank you.